Both teams enter tonight's game with 0-1 records in District 26-6A as the Rangers of Smithson Valley battle with the Cougars of Canyon High in the annual Comal Bowl. It's Friday night football at Cougar Stadium tonight on the Ranger Network. Good evening, everyone. Alongside former Baylor Bear and Washington Redskin Jeff Gandy, I'm Tony Brubaker, and we welcome you to the Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl tonight, as Smokey Mo's is helping us out here in the Comal ISD system of Ranger Network and such, and we're expecting a good game here tonight, Jeff. Two teams both lost last week in the district opener, so each team desperately needs a win.
Yeah, both teams definitely need a win here tonight, and obviously for the Rangers, coming off kind of a gut-wrenching loss last week to Clemens, need to kind of rebound here today, and tonight's the night they have to do it. You know, when you look at these two teams, okay, the record is 0-1 in district play, 2-2 overall for the Rangers, 0-4 for the Cougars. But you can just throw it out the window because both teams have some big-time playmaker on both sides of the offense. So we're going to see some fireworks here tonight.
All right, it's the Cougars and the Rangers tonight in the Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl. We'll have more of the pregame show after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Mom Needs a Break Cleaning is the professional service you can trust. Thorough, careful, and affordable. We take care of all your home cleaning needs so Mom can take care of the important things in life. Isn't it time you came home to a spotless house without the hours of back-breaking work? Call Mom Needs a Break Cleaning for an over-the-phone estimate and to set your personalized cleaning schedule with us today. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SV Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Matt, we are excited to hear what you have come up with for the new Sage Capital Bank jingle.
You are going to love it. We think it really embodies Sage Capital Bank. Emotes class, tradition, effort. Well, just give it a listen.
Man, that's really got spirit, but isn't that
Awesome?
That's the Smith.
Best song ever.
Well, yes, it is.
Yes, nailed it. Guys, we have got ourselves a jingle. Let's do it again.
Sage Capital Bank is proud to support the Smithson Valley Rangers, and you can bank on that.
All right, we're back at Cougar Stadium for the Comal Bowl, sponsored tonight by Smokey Mo's. Had that big fundraiser for Smithson Valley on Tuesday night where they raised some funds. They'll announce the total money raised, I believe, next week at the home game. So, or is it next week or the week after that?
I think it's next week.
I think we're off next week.
We are next. Yeah, it's the week after.
It's the week after.
Week
yes.
after.
So we'll get that straightened out to you next time you hear us on the air on the Ranger Network. Right now we're waiting to see who's kicking off and who's receiving. I believe the Cougars are going to receive the opening kickoff, and the Rangers mean they probably won the toss and deferred. So they will kick off, and Joaquin Rodriguez will handle the kicking duties for the Rangers. Looks like Jarrett and Garcia, probably the two deep backs. Is that Jack Luce, one of the defensive backs? In any event, Rodriguez will toe it up here in a moment, and we're about to be underway. Exciting Friday night football here on the Ranger Network. 26-6A district. One of the best districts in the state of Texas. A busy night tonight. Steele is at Clemens, New Braunfels at East Central, San Marcos is at Judson, and Smithson Valley is at Canyon. And here's the opening kickoff. The high end-over-end kick will be fielded at about the 6 by Jack Luce. Takes it out to about the 20 before he's wrestled down by a host of Ranger defenders. Led by Connor Hambrick, brought down, and the ball will be spotted near the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
And a late flag coming in on the opening kickoff, Tony. Here we go again.
like a hold on the kickoff return by the Cougars. Will march them back probably halfway distance to the goal. So instead of starting out at the 24, they'll be at the 14 after the 10-yard walk back. And again, Cougars led by junior quarterback Dallas Gomez. 626 yards passing and almost 200 yards rushing. They'll send 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. First play is a run by Jarrett. He'll get back to about the 15, maybe a gain of about a yard, but not much. Down at the bottom of the pile, one of the linebackers, and that's Carson Padilla on the tackle.
One of the important things for the Ranger defense to establish this first series here is to go 3 and out. Don't allow that big play, the explosive play to some of these playmakers for the Cougars. So interesting call here on second down. Are they going to put pressure in the backfield or just play base?
Motion now from one of the slot receivers. They want to throw it out to the edge, and a bad throw by Gomez, looking for Garcia, incomplete by a bunch, so that brings up second down and 9. On coverage was Jalen Nutt.
Yeah, Jalen Nutt was one man-on-man on a Garcia, and he had him turned around actually, so if it was a good pass, that would have been a completion.
So again, a no-huddle offense for the Cougars. They like to move quickly, this time a little more quickly than before. 3rd and long. They'll fake a slot, another incomplete pass, this time looking for a receiver on the left-hand side, and that's far, and it went way over his head. So that brings up 4th down and a punting situation for the Cougars, so a 3 and out for the Ranger defense.
Good job as far as holding him for that big play. That time it was a slant play too far. He was coming from the opposite end. You fake the zone dive and come back across the field to a wide receiver running a slant. This time Gomez just overthrew him.
Cameron Welch. The punt is blocked. It's chased down in the end zone. Did we get on it before it went out the back of the end zone? I think they're going to call it a safety.
Tony, that was Trey Moore, number 99, coming in and making the block on that punt.
Well, didn't we fall on the ball?
Yeah.
So how's that a safety?
I guess they called it a safety.
So
instead of a touchdown.
The ball must have gone out of the end zone then. So that is why it's a safety. Because it looked like the Rangers had fallen on it and came out with it. But however, they must have been out of the back of the end zone. So it is a 2-point safety on a bad snap on a punt and a block punt by Trey Moore. And the Rangers get on the board first with a deuce or a 2-run home run, if you wanted to say it was that way.
I just like the aggressiveness, Go after the football. Take control of this football game from the get-go. Think about the mindset of these Ranger players after last week. It was a big letdown. I mean, they played hard. They played their guts out last week and just came up short to Clemens. So coming out here tonight and playing against the Canyon Cougars, man, go right after them, and that's what they did on special teams.
So after the safety, Canyon will have the choice of either punting from the 20-yard line or kicking off, as in a kickoff. And when you have a good punter, the punt is obviously the choice because you can usually kick it higher and get better coverage on that.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to do a place kick. And we'll see as they put it on the tee. Cameron Welch is the kicker. So at this point, he's got the ball on the tee, and as soon as he gets the signal from our referee tonight to bring it, here we go. Play clock has started.
Rangers ought to get pretty good field position out of this, one way or another.
You would think so. Deep backs are Nutt and Eggleston, standing at about their own 30. So Welch will put a toe to it at the 20 and drives the ball back to the 20, where it's fielded by Jalen Nutt up the left side, has a seam, has a couple of guys to get by him, then kind of stumbles, or he might have gone all the way. Great job by Jalen Nutt, tripped up about the 50-yard line, and I'm not real sure what got him, but he ends up getting the ball all the way to the 37-yard line of Canyon, where the Rangers will start 1st and 10.
Well, that was great return blocking that time by the Ranger kickoff return team, and number 33, Luis Camacho, did a nice job really sealing in that outside receiver or the outside gunner on that kickoff team for the Cougars. Great job by Jalen Nutt just seeing the crease and making something out of it.
So the Rangers start for their first possession Gommert takes it, gives it to Eggleston, going right. No, yes, he is. Gets a block from the outside receiver and then gets up the field about 4 yards before he's spun back down and taken back. Good job on the defense. Kate Stevens got out there to wrap him up after a gain of about 5 at second down and 5.
Going back to a heavy set now. You bring in fullback Austin Howell, number 44. So they're going in basically what we call 20 personnel. 2 running backs, no tight ends, 3 wide receivers.
Gombert fakes the handoff to Fortone, throws it out to Eggleston on a little bubble screen-like action. It goes over his head, so it'll be second down and 5.
Probably as well it went over his head because number 2, the free safety, Jack Luce, for the Cougars was right at Eggleston right there. Like he read it from the get-go.
There wasn't a lot of deception in the play is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It was covered well. So the Rangers look for a 3rd and 5 play from the 32. 3 receivers left. Fortone, or is that Eggleston in the backfield? It is Eggleston, and he'll come left off tackle. Gets hit, gets bumped, gets up to about the 29 before he's brought down by a couple of defenders. That'll be short by a couple of yards, so it'll be 4th and about 2 for the Rangers.
Well, there's no hesitation by Coach Larry Hill and offensive coordinator Jeff Shen. This is 4-down territory right here.
So the Rangers get the signal. Play clock at 20. They're back at the line. Gombert with 2 running backs, 1 on either side. Tries to draw the defensive off. The defense jumped, but no contact, so they get back in time. And as we look to the sideline, Gombert gets a new call and tells his offensive line. And Canyon wants a timeout. 9:37 in the opening frame. It's 2-0. Smithson Valley on top. Canyon takes a timeout. We'll take him with him as we talk about Smokey Mose and what they did the other night.
On Tuesday night, players, parents, and Rangers fans showed up hungry to Smokey Mose on Highway 46 and Spring Branch to support Spirit Night. Smokey Mose is donating 15% of sales from Spirit Night to the Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club.
Hi, I'm Denny Moore, Trey Moore's dad, and I'm here to support the Booster Club, getting some great barbecue, and go Rangers.
Hey, we're Tom's parents, and we're just here supporting Smokey Mose and everything they do for us.
What a great way to raise money for all of our Ranger athletes, just by eating the best barbecue in Texas.
Go Rangers!
Go Rangers!
The grand total will be revealed at the October 11th home game against East Central. Way to go, Smokey Mose, and everyone who came out to support our Rangers.
Again, our thanks to Smokey Mose as we're back to Cougar Stadium. Gombert on 4th and 2 from the 29-yard line. Again, tries to see if the defense will jump, then gets his signal from the sideline. 1 receiver either way, 2 backs in the backfield. Gombert gives it to Eggleston, going right, has to go outside far. Breaks 1 tackle, then squirts ahead and gets outside and is shoved out of bounds, but not until after he gets a first down. Great second effort by Greg Eggleston, who just kept his feet churning.
Yeah, it really was. That's all Eggleston getting around the corner that time. In fact, he broke the tackle by number 4, Darren Tanner, the cornerback. He read the play well to come up to try to make the tackle, but Eggleston just kept his feet running, kept his head up, his shoulders down, kept his feet not running, and made it enough for the first down. It was a great run.
So the Rangers on 1st and 10 from the 25. Gombert. Handoff. Fake to Fortone, has a man down the middle. It's Chandler Cole. Touchdown, Rangers. On a great ball fake, a little RPO, if you will. And as he faked to Fortone, the tight end Chandler Cole just ran down the seam of the field, and he was wide open for a touchdown. It is now an 8-0 Ranger lead with the extra point to come.
Man, that's taking advantage of the field position from the get-go, and then that RPO looking where Luke Gombert just looks at the safety. He pulls the ball out of the belly of the running back Fortone and hits Cole Chandler wide open past the safety.
Chandler Cole's the snapper. The kick by Rodriguez is a good one, and it's 9-0. The Rangers take an early lead as they lead the Canyon Cougars here in the Comal Bowl. Again, 9-0 after a couple of Ranger scores. We're back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Building links between people. Connections are real, finite, tangible experiences, ones you'll never forget. GVTC understands and delivers connections for their customers every day. I'm Luke Gombert, and GVTC has me connected.
So the Rangers lead at 9-0. We've played just over 5 minutes here in the Comal Bowl, sponsored by Smokey Moe's tonight. And we're glad you've joined us for what should be an exciting game. The Rangers have an early goal right now.
Well, they've been playing so far. The first half of the first quarter has been played at the Cougar side of the football field, Tony, and so it's been to their disadvantage. Of course, the advantage of the Rangers, and that's taking full advantage of it with the block punt for safety, 2 points, and now converting a short kickoff into 7 more points. Excuse me.
Joaquin Rodriguez will come out and kick it off again. Toe to it. This one's a low, takes a hop, fielded by Luce, about the 10. Wiggles through a couple of defenders, now has some room on the left sideline, gets all the way near midfield, down at about the 46-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start defensively. On the tackle that time, Rodriguez, one of those in on the tackle. And again, the Cougars start 1st and 10 from their own 45.
Well, that's tough on the kickoff hands team for the Rangers. They were down there. They just didn't break down in time to be able to catch up with Luce, who had a crease right up the sideline, enough for the 45-yard line. That's a good return.
It is a good return of 35 yards for Jack Luce. Now again, Dallas Gomez comes out. Second possession for the Cougars, a 3-and-out the first time. Motion by a receiver coming this way. And the handoff is made and out to the right sideline, finally dragged out of bounds.
Number 10, Sinney.
Is Micah Wilford, the backup running back who lined up at wide receiver that time. Sinney was in on the tackle after a gain of 5. It's 2nd down and 5. The Cougars trying to get Micah Wilford, who has 100 and some yards rushing already this season, as a backup, trying to get him some action. So it is 2nd and 5 from midfield. This time Gomez fakes it. Now actually Wilford got it again, but was sniffed out. That's Trey Moore, who wrapped him up and brought him back for a loss of 4 yards. So it's 3rd and 9 after the loss of 4.
Yeah, Trey Moore was in the backfield so deep that actually I think Wilford just didn't have he ran into a brick wall, basically, trying to get around the outside on a little bit of a skinny reverse. And Moore was just back in the backfield, made a great tackle.
It's one of those handoffs that you think, quarterback, just keep it. Keep it.
Yeah, don't give it to me. I see the guy right there in front of me.
Yeah, but that's no hope. And your defense back set on 3rd and 9 from the 46-yard line. Some motion again. Gomez wants to pass, has Farr over the middle. He's open. He makes the catch across the 30, then the 25. Coverage by Nutt, but Farr got inside leverage on him and made the catch up to the 21, where the Cougars will have 1st and 10.
Well, it looks like to me from this perspective, Dallas Gomez, he just waited for Farr to break between the corner and the safety before he threw the football, and Farr got behind the safety that time, Livingston, and was able to make the catch.
We had a flag on the play, an eligible receiver downfield on the offense.
Big break for the Rangers here.
So a break for the Rangers, no doubt. That'll be a mark-off. So instead of 3rd and 9, it'll be 3rd and long. It's a 5-yard penalty, but again makes it uncomfortable for the Cougars.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame, Tony, about the big play opportunity that this Cougar team can do. Right there was case in point, with Gomez hitting Farr down the seam behind the safety, and if it wasn't for the penalty, they'd be first down almost in the red zone.
Indeed, the Rangers catch a break. Now on 3rd and 14. Gomez throws it out to the flat. It's Jarrett who catches it out of the backfield, but he's tracked down. A whole bunch of Rangers there, and Thomas Zoig and Cullen Betsy helped bring him down after a short gain of just a couple of yards.
Nice pursuit that time by the whole Ranger defense that time, particularly with Zoig getting out there in that little quick screen flat to the to number 22 to Jarrett. Made a nice play out there for no gain.
Mason Livingston's back to receive this punt. Their punter is not very deep in the backfield. We'll see if the Rangers can get pressure, and they almost get it again. In fact, they might have tipped it. It won't go very far. It goes off of a Cougar. The Rangers fall on it. So it'll be Ranger ball anyway. I don't think the Rangers hit it. It was a Cougar that it bounced off of.
Yeah, I think they're going to call Cougars holding him. He basically grabbed him and tackled him and brought him back, and he still made it, deflected the football. The punter, excuse me.
Yes. So they'll just add this one on to the return, won't they?
Should.
Or do they?
Yeah, the way they're spotting it, yes.
Here comes the signal from our referee tonight. Holding on the offense. It's declined. Okay. Yeah, I guess you'd have to have them punt it again. There's so many things they now add on to the end of a return in different levels of football. I'm not sure they're all in the high school game.
I think you're right, too. I was thinking the same thing. You attack it on to the end of the play, but that's what you would do in the NFL.
All right, the Ranger offense with 7:18 to go here in the first quarter, up 9-0. The Rangers back on the field. Luke Gombert will send 3 receivers to the right. Fortone his set back beside him. Gombert takes the snap, fakes it to Fortone, then rolls to the right, gets a good block at the last minute, throws it up the field, and a completed pass is caught by number 80. Well, is it 82? Yes, it's Maverick Freeland, the junior receiver, comes up for his 5th catch of the season, and it's a first down for the Rangers in Canyon Cougar territory at the 44.
You know, Tony, that's kind of like a staple play within the Ranger offense. It's that, fake it one way and then naked bootleg back the other way. And Gombert has 2 options to throw the football to. That time is wide open.
That time he got a good late block. Here's Fortone up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, breaks another tackle, spins and gets inside the 30, down to about the 27. Another Ranger first down on the big play run.
Well, we're looking at that time, Fortone making a nice run out of it, but it was really set up by Taylor Brooks, the center number 54, and the left guard, Nathan Masagumba. Those 2 did a nice job making a hole that time for Fortone to go through. Fortone got to the second level before he was even touched by a Cougar defender.
So 2 big plays start the drive. Now the Rangers on 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Here's a pass fake for a handoff to Fortone, then a pass on a little in route intended for a receiver that goes incomplete as the ball hit the ground. We'll see who that receiver is in just a moment. They always tend to run at an angle where you can't see their number.
I think that's Ogden, isn't it? 85? No.
Cooper Douglas, the junior receiver. The ball a little bit short. He's unable to handle it, so it's 2nd down and 10.
And really looked through the football where he needed to low because the defender was right on top of the receiver on that skinny post.
On 2nd and long, some movement on the line.
Procedure.
So the Rangers with their first penalty of the night. We'll go to 2nd and 15 on the illegal procedure.
This has visions of last week where you make some first downs and you're moving the football, then you have a penalty, and then you start to bog down a little bit. So hopefully this is just one of those few opportunities that they're going to be able to not bog down and get some points out of it.
That's just a blip in the path, just a blip. Yeah. That won't happen again. Gombert with a receiver either way, 2 backs in the backfield. He'll give it to Eggleston, fake. Then he got a receiver down the center of the field. It is looking for Cooper Douglas, battling with the defensive back on the play, but it goes incomplete and brings up 3rd and long.
Well, I'm not exactly sure who the defender was, but I'll tell you what, he did a nice job. It was the safety covering him across the field, and he did a nice job just staying inside out on the receiver that time. There's actually there's a flag down. It's against the Cougars.
What'd they call?
It looks like illegal hands. Hands to the face or something like that, face mask or something like that.
Defensive holding maybe? Oh, it was, 10-yard penalty.
Well, that's automatic first down.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Rangers on the penalty in the secondary. Had to be on Douglas, and the defender, I think, was Micah Wilford on coverage. So anyway, the Rangers have 1st and 10 now from the Cougar 22. Gombert gets the signal from the sideline, then gets back in. Takes the snap, gives it to Fortone. Up the middle he goes, right side, gets bumped, then gets pushed back. He'll have no gain as the defensive line had some pressure, along with linebackers Holt and Tedford, I believe. So no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah. I know for Ranger fans and Coach Hill right now, don't waste a good opportunity on the Cougar side of the football field to not come up with any points. That's kind of what happened last week. This week, take advantage of your opportunity being down there.
Without a doubt. Rangers face 2nd and 10 from the 22. 2 receivers left. Fortone fake. Now a man wide open across the middle, and again they've blown coverage. Maverick Freeland will get the touchdown on the 22-yard touchdown pass. For the 2nd time tonight, our wide receiver has been more wide open than you should be allowed to be, as there wasn't a defender anywhere near him as he caught the ball and went into the end zone. 5:27 to go. It's 15-0 Rangers with the extra point to come.
Tony, that was well executed because actually Gombert was going to, it looks like the play was designed for a quick hitch, screen pass to Greg Eggleston down here in the sidelines, and he just pumps it and it hits the tight end wide open because he gets past the safety.
Rodriguez's extra point is up and good. And it's 16-0. The Rangers all over the Cougars in the Comal Bowl here at Cougar Stadium. Back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Mom Needs a Break Cleaning is the professional service you can trust. Thorough, careful, and affordable. We take care of all your home cleaning needs so Mom can take care of the important things in life. Isn't it time you came home to a spotless house without the hours of back-breaking work? Call Mom Needs a Break Cleaning for an over-the-phone estimate and to set your personalized cleaning schedule with us today.
Back to Cougar Stadium where the Rangers have jumped out 16-0. We've played less than 7 minutes of this first quarter. A safety and 2 touchdown passes by Luke Gombert. And the Rangers are up 16-0, 5:27 to go in the quarter.
Well, key to this whole situation here so far the first quarter is that the Cougar offense has not been past the 50-yard line. So the Rangers have been able to play on the Cougar side of the football field, and that's where you can take advantage of the opportunity to make them score and score some points.
6 plays, 58 yards. The touchdown, a 22-yard pass, Gombert to Freeland, and the Rangers are up 16-0. First drive was 5 plays and 63 yards. This one 6 plays and 58 yards. The Rangers up 16-0 as Rodriguez will kick it off again. This one a high end over end kick. Again goes to Luce, and he'll let it bounce into the end zone, and the Cougars will start 1st and 10 out at the 25.
Well, last time Luce fielded the kickoff, he did a nice job with a nice return. This time he just let it go. And rather take it at 25-yard line, I guess.
Personally, in football today, I don't know why you wouldn't just fair catch it or let it go in the end zone and take it at the 25, because you're seeing more and more in the college game especially. You can't get it back to the 25 most of the time.
Yeah.
High school, it's a little bit different because the lanes aren't as integrity forced. Play clock all the way down to 5 as they just come up to the line. Play clock at 2. Gomez will take the snap, but not until the whistle blows, and that is a delay of game penalty on the Canyon Cougars after the change of possession, after the kickoff return that was just in the end zone out to the 25. They get a first down penalty. Goodness. So now it's 1st and 15 from the 20. Gomez wants to roll, wants to throw it out. It's Garcia on the sideline, tackled by Nutt, I should say. A little baseball, with these guys out here that are baseball players, starting to talk about baseball. Anyway, it's a short pass completion of about 3 yards up to the 23. Again, Nutt on the coverage of Garcia.
Yeah. Jalen Nutt, they will let Jalen Nutt go one-on-one with probably one of the better receivers from there. Whoever they play against, he's going to go match up one-on-one. And that time on Garcia, Nutt did a nice job just planting his feet and coming back on that quick hitch. For only 3-yard gain, that's a great technique.
We'll talk more about their receiving core Here's a handoff to Jarrett. Gets bumped and then knocked down after a short gain, maybe 3 or 4 yards.
Well, it's
like
just
America's Sanders was in on the tackle first, so a gain of 4 on the run. Just a point to be made. Garcia has more receptions than Farr, although Farr is the senior who's more highly regarded as a receiver.
Right.
I think personally, from the games I've seen this season, Garcia is more dangerous to me.
a little more elusive, yes. Farr's a big kid, though. He's he's 190 pounds, 5'11". He's got some size on him and speed.
They'll fake the sweep to Wilford. Now a pass over the top, looking for Farr, but he can't hang on to it. Intended for Farr, went off his hands. Betsy knocked him down, and he couldn't hold on to it, and it's incomplete. And there is a flag on the play in the about the linebacker level of the defense. We'll see what it's called. Our referee with the signal. Illegal receiver downfield again. Run. That's more than just a penalty. That's a problem. That's the second time tonight in 8 minutes of football that they've had someone down the field. On the incomplete pass, the penalty is declined, so it's 4th down.
Well, and on the flip side to this, you look at the Ranger defense. They're just playing solid across the field and across the board, not giving Gomez a whole lot to throw into. And that time trying to get it into Farr. And really, it was kind of a high behind Farr's back, and he just couldn't come up with a reception. Give credit, though, to the defense.
Rangers want to force the punt again. They get there, almost run into the punter. This time it's a short punt and is fielded at about the Ranger 45. So the punt less than 30 yards, 27 to be exact, no return. The Rangers will have it 1st and 10 from their own 45.
Nice field position again for the Rangers to be starting at their own 45-yard line. Ahead 16-0, halfway through or almost towards the back end of the first quarter. This is what we typically would have thought we'd see tonight from the Rangers, just taking full advantage of the field position offensively and in creating a turnover into some points off the block punt.
They actually gained a couple of yards on the spot up to the 47. Gombert will send 3 receivers left. Fortone the lone setback. He gets the handoff, does Fortone, and gets a quick burst across midfield, or he's dragged down after a gain of about 7. Tackle on the play made by Tristan Smith, one of the outside linebackers. Smith on the season, 15 tackles. The junior 5'11", 170.
Good offensive push by the offensive left side of the Ranger offense, starting with Taylor Brooks, the center, then Matagima and Smith on the left-hand side.
Same formation for the Rangers. They'll give it to Fortone again. This time gets caught a little bit sooner. He won't get a first down. Gain of maybe 1 before he's gang tackled and brought down in a heap.
First 3rd down critical situation for the Rangers now, 3rd and 4. It's a different kind of play call, but I tell you what, everything they've run so far tonight's kind of been working, so I think Coach Hill can just open up his playbook on this one.
I think you have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Especially with a 16-0 lead here in the first quarter. We've just gone under 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Eggleston, the lone receiver, or it should be, maybe it's Tietzman down here alone. Gombert wants to throw, has a man out on the flat, and incomplete for Howell. Austin Howell, the intended receiver, but Luke just threw it too high, and it goes incomplete, and here comes the punt unit.
Now, unfortunately, Howell was wide open running out in the flats. Luke just overthrew him, like you said. I think he might have hurried that football a little bit, too.
He had Eggleston right there, too.
Yeah.
Almost 2 receivers too close to one another, but you're right. Howell was open. He just didn't get it to him. Garrett Brooks will handle the punting duties. The rugby-style kick will bounce inside the 20 and roll inside the 5 before the Rangers will down it at about the 3-yard line. As Mr. Brooks has not been one of a long average, although his average already up to 39.4, but he's getting some rolls and down deep in territory, and the Cougars will start at their own 3 with a great-looking punt that's 44 yards, no return.
I tell you, I'd take a punt like that any time of the day. It's not pretty, but the results are all outstanding. When you pin your opponent at the 3-yard line, that's excellent. And by the way, we need to make note, Garrett Brooks is the brother of Taylor Brooks, the center. So it runs in the family, this athleticism, all right?
Good call. So 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line. Gomez hands it off to Jarrett. Has a seam up the middle, gets about 5 yards, up to about the 8-yard line before he gets tripped up. Padilla down at the bottom of that pile. So a gain of 5 on 1st down. Sets up 2nd down and 5.
I don't think Dallas Gomez is going to get too fancy down here, but that was just a straight trap play right up the middle that time for Jarrett, and had a little crease, made a few yards out of it.
Again, Jarrett's run for almost 500 yards on the season. Gomez gives it to Jarrett again. This time defense a little quicker to get to him. Witcher down at the bottom of that pile, but a lot of Rangers were in there on the tackle. Jarrett gets a yard up to the 9. It's now 3rd down and 4.
I'll tell you, I was watching the linebackers that time, Tony, because I figured they were going to do a trap or something off tackle. I like to see how Americus Sanders and also Padilla, both those linebackers just filled the gap immediately as soon as Jarrett got the football. Nice job.
So 3rd down and 4. Jarrett the lone setback behind Gomez. They'll fake it to him. Now Gomez wants to throw out to the flat. It's completed. It's intended to Michael Bassett, the fullback, and he'll ramble up the sideline and get a 1st down for the Cougars and get them out of dangerous territory. Bassett was the quarterback when we saw them a couple of weeks ago. Now he's the fullback, and he's a big one. 6'1", they list him at 205. He looks like he goes about 225, and that's a 1st down pass and catch.
Well, that was a big passing catch for a 1st down, too, because otherwise they'd be punting the football out of their end zone. I think that was more or less a busted coverage, though, that time, because Bassett was wide open in the flats, and usually you have the cornerback coming off where he can cover that.
That 21-yard pass play, their biggest offensive play of the game. Here's a fake to Jarrett. They'll throw it out in the flat. That's caught by Farr. Up to midfield he goes before he's tackled by Jalen Nutt. He's out there on coverage, but a couple of different, Jackson Sinney, I think, had him initially, and then Nutt ended up with the tackle at the 49-yard line of the Cougars, or of the Rangers. That's another 21-yard pass play for a 1st down.
Well, whenever you have the defensive line getting in the backfield, you roll your quarterback out. That time, Dallas Gomez rolled out to his right. He's right-handed. He made a nice pass that time for a 1st down.
So the Rangers have the offensive line just moved, so that'll be 5 yards back. But the Cougars finally have some offensive momentum if they've put a couple of 21-yard pass plays back-to-back. With 1st and 10 at the Ranger 49, but the illegal procedure takes them back to their own 46 where it's 1st down and 15. So Farr's down here on the near side. Garcia up on the tall side. They'll give it to Jarrett. Caught by Hobeck. He'll spin ahead for a couple of yards. We'll call it 3. So that'll be 2nd down and 12.
Looked like Hobeck that time took the inside gap, and it was wide open, and it hit Jarrett in the backfield for only a couple-yard gain. Nice job. That's just good. That's good coaching, good defensive technique right there.
And the quarter will come to an end. The Rangers lead at 16-0. The first quarter is over. We'll switch ends of the field and back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Good things come to those who wait. At QVC, we say better things come now. Get it now. Pay over time. No extra charge with Easy Pay. The best news, you can use it on everything. Yes, everything. All the great brands you love and new products you'll discover. So why wait? It's Easy Pay every day. Now through September 30th. Shop QVC and QVC.com.
Back to Cougar Stadium where the Cougars have a 2nd down and 12 from their own 49-yard line. Jarrett, play fake, pass to the edge, Farr. They say he made the catch. It didn't look good from here, but they'll say the catch is good, and that should be good enough for a 1st down. As again, Callan Farr, the senior receiver.
He's got, I'll tell you what, Gomez, that's his #1 receiver.
Is there a flag? Because we're coming back. Did they say? Oh,
illegal downfield.
Illegal lineman downfield. That's the 3rd time tonight in a little over 12 minutes of football. Oh, my goodness.
Well, again, the Rangers catch a break because that was good for a 1st down on that last play to Farr. and that wipes out that pass.
So 2 penalties
Right.
since they got back-to-back first downs have set them up on 2nd and 17. And that was a first down play right there that they got called back. Gomez, play fake to Jarrett, throws it out to the little RPO there, but the pressure came in too quick.
Yep.
And
that was Garrett Brooks coming in off the edge that time. Yeah, Gomez did not want to throw the football at that point, so.
He was looking for Bassett again.
Bassett hadn't even turned his head around.
No, he had not. And pressure again, you're right, from Garrett Brooks. Brings up 3rd and 17.
This is a big stand now for the Ranger defense to hold them so they have to punt the football again at this point. Just don't give them that big play down the field. Look for Colin Farrer right down the hash mark.
Gomez wants to pass. Pressure coming in. He gets the ball up, intended for far, and intercepted. Mason Livingston with the pick. Takes it up the left sideline across midfield. Avoids a couple of defenders and then gets planted by what looks to be an offensive lineman who finally got some revenge there. That was Ryan Johnson, the senior offensive lineman, but Mason Livingston gives the Rangers the ball in Canyon Cougar territory at the 49.
Well, I like I mentioned before the play was going to come, you can see by the setup, by the formation, that he was actually looking for Farr, and Farr switched sides. He wanted to go right down the seam and try to split the safeties. But that time Gomez just overthrew him a little bit, and Livingston made the big interception.
So the Rangers will have the ball in Cougar territory. They mark it at the 48 where they have 1st and 10. The Ranger offense back out on the field. Luke Gombert, the senior quarterback, 4 touchdowns, added 2 more tonight. He's got 6 on the season. Gombert takes the snap, gives it to Fortone, who doesn't have much room at all as the pile pushes him back at the end. They'll actually mark him for a 2-yard loss back at midfield.
Couldn't tell who was on the tackle that time for the Cougars. And to make special note, too, head coach of the Cougars, Joe Lepsy, he made a lot of changes before this game on the defensive line and linebackers, even a safety or two. So there's a lot of kids playing different positions there for the Cougar defense for the first time here tonight.
They did make some transitions since we saw them a couple of weeks ago against Dripping Springs. Cougars now defensively trying to hold the Rangers out. 2nd and 12. Gombert. Play fake to Fortone. Across the middle, he's got Chandler Cole. Tries to break a tackle, can't get away from it completely. Wrestled down about the 41.
Boy, I like that play too, Tony. I like that play because that gets you in 3rd and short. Chandler Cole did a nice dig route right across the behind the linebackers and in front of the safety, and that time Gombert just delivered a nice strike to his tight end, and it was a good-looking play.
Gotten the number 24 out there playing cornerback who's not on our roster, so I'm not going to be able to tell you who he is. I guess he's one of those freshmen or sophomore that was brought up from the JV unit, and again, we don't have their name. Here's a handoff to Fortone on 2nd and 3rd and short, breaks it, and he's going to go the distance. He's going to outrun anybody. He's inside the 10, the 5 touchdown. Jacob Fortone, it is his 5th touchdown of the season as he's gone over 80 carries on the year, and the Rangers are up 22-0 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, I give the credit to the offensive line that time. I'm sorry, I'm going to give a lot of love to the offensive line here tonight. They're doing a good job. All of them, from Devin Smith to Nathan Matagimba, Taylor Brooks, Ryan Benka, and Donnie Bell did a nice job that time for Fortone.
So Fortone gets the 42-yard touchdown run. Now Joaquin Rodriguez will come on for the extra point. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is good. It is 23-0. The Rangers on top. We're at the 9:57 mark of the 2nd quarter. We'll take this time out and be back after this on the Ranger Network.
You know, getting the Smokey Mo's family pack for lunch really makes me feel like you guys are my brothers. Yeah. Really. I don't know if it's the 3 meats or the 3 sides, but Mom got all of our favorites.
Hey, there's no eating in this locker room. Smokey Mo's family pack makes us family, which makes me Super Dad. Hey, you boys go mow the lawn, do the laundry, and wash the dishes while you're at it.
Back at Cougar Stadium, where the Rangers have jumped ahead 23-0, 9:57 to go, second quarter action. So we played just over 2 minutes in the second quarter, and the Rangers have scored for the third time tonight. This time a touchdown run by Jacob Fortone, a drive that encompassed 3 plays and 52 yards. And Joaquin Rodriguez will kick off for what seems to be the 10th or 11th time tonight, but it's probably the 5th time. This time he kind of pops it up. It's fielded at the 25. Defensive coverage comes down and gives a smack. That is Jacob Garcia, the senior wide receiver, brings it out to the 35, a gain of a return of about 10 yards, and that's where the Cougars will start 1st and 10, their own 35.
Yeah, it looks like Carson Padilla was down on the field on the kickoff and did a nice job making a stop too on that.
Everybody plays special teams for the Rangers.
Well,
It's really amazing how Larry Hill gets a lot of guys involved in all phases of the game. Got some backups on the defensive line now. Connor Hambrook in for the first time tonight. Gomez takes the snap, throws it out to the edge. Farr catches it near the 40, avoids one tackler, but then finally gets tackled by Padilla. Cullen Bessie on coverage. Gain of about 8, so it's 2nd down and 2.
Watch the one-on-one down here with Farr. You have safety over the top help on him inside out. Probably a smart move.
They give it to Senni. Knifes ahead for a 1st down. A tough run, though. He got bumped a couple of times. Zoig among those in on the tackle, along with Padilla near the bottom. 1st down for the Cougars.
Yeah, I thought Zoig hit him in the backfield just enough to be able to slow him, stop him short. But
I thought the contact would have knocked him off stride, and he imagined to slide through it and get a 1st down. So Jarrett in the backfield with Gomez, who has a receiver either side now. They'll throw it out to the edge. It's Garcia near the sideline. Gets bumped out of bounds by Betsy, but not until he gets a gain of about 6 up to the Ranger 49.
And again, when they see one-on-one with one of the Rangers cornerback, that's the go-to receiver that Garcia is going to throw. Gomez is going to throw to.
So Farr is at the top side. Garcia at the bottom.
So
Jarrett takes the handoff, has a seam up the middle. And then if not tripped up by Mason Livingston, he would have taken that one to the house. He gets it out to the Ranger 40. That's good enough for a 1st down on a 9-yard gain.
By the formation and then the defense playing zone, that time Gomez was going to hand the ball off to Jarrett because you had the safeties back.
Gomez and Jarrett both looking to the sideline for a new signal. They don't get it. Play clock still at 15. Gomez takes the snap, gives it to Jarrett. Up the middle again, but Trey Moore says, I'm here this time, and takes him down for a gain of about 1.
Actually, all over the place today.
Actually, they're going to say no gain.
2nd and 10 here.
2nd and 10.
Boy, it's nice to see your defensive tackles. When they're all over the football field making tackles, that's just good stuff.
Trey Moore, the only junior of the, well, I guess he and Brooks are both juniors, but he's been a playmaker for 2 years now. Gomez will roll it out to the right, wants to throw it, has Farr completed. Jalen Nutt on coverage will bring him down short of a 1st down, so it'll be 3rd and short as the ball is spotted. Well, they got a bad spot there.
Yeah, they did.
They did. He caught the ball clear up near the 32. They're going to mark him back to the 34. Actually, there's a penalty flag, and I think this one might be coming back altogether. We'll see for the signal. Holding on the offensive line.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Cougars cannot get a break here tonight at all. That was a good-looking, and that's well-executed play that time.
It's a bad spot, but it was an 8-yard pass play that they would have only gotten 6 yards for, but it doesn't matter because of holding. Yep. They lose 10 yards on the penalty.
We got zone again. So he gives the ball off, see?
Jarrett won't get far. Trey Witcher grabbed him at the line of scrimmage. He also got help by, I think Padilla was in there too. I'm just telling you what, Carson Padilla, who has 29 tackles, that's among the league leaders. Zoig also has 29. Frash, who, by the way, Darlington Frash left the game last weekend with an ankle injury. It looks like he's out for a while, if not the season. A devastating injury to the middle linebacker, but our prayers and hopes and everything go for him to have a speedy recovery. But
Absolutely.
In any event, he's been filled in by junior America Sanders, who continues to play well with all the Rangers. So 3rd and long now. Gomez wants to throw, rolls out to his left, throws it to Farr, who catches it and brings it down with at least 1 foot in bounds inside the Ranger 40 at the 37. Still a long way to go. It'll be 4th down and 7.
Well, Farr made a nice, going up high for that pass. He made a nice grab, came in bounds, and he was covered pretty well that time by Betsy. It's not enough. You know, you need 20-something yards for a first down, and either you set yourself up for a fourth and short, or out there 4th and long.
Well, my guess
Why'd you cut the route off?
Well, my guess is Coach Lepsitz said if we get enough of it, we'll go for it because we're already down a bunch. So 4th down and about 7. Gomez wants to roll out, throws it, completed. I don't know if the defense is going to let him get first down yardage, though. I think, well, they've stopped the clock, and they must be giving it to him because they have stopped the clock.
Yep.
So they're going to say the pass, well, no.
No, they didn't get it.
They didn't get it. The side judge came in from the other side. I wasn't sure if he was stopping the clock for the first down or the change of possession, but it is Ranger ball. A nice completed pass of about 7 yards, but it's not enough.
Yeah, Jalen Nutt came up and they made a nice solid tackle to keep the forward momentum from going past the first down marker. So good job by the defense now stopping them on the 4th down.
So from their own 31, the Rangers have first down and 10. Gombert on a little flip. Handed off to Fortone. Here's Eggleston on the reverse. Has Gombert out to block. He gets the sideline, and I think he stepped out of bounds. He did. He had a chance with some blockers coming up as he crossed midfield to cut back in, but he touched a foot at the 42, and that's where the Rangers will have first down on a nice run. Wow, of 27 yards.
Well, you know what? You stop your opponent on 4th down. The first play, you do a little razzle-dazzle and give it to Eggleston around the end on a double reverse. Let your quarterback, Luke Gombert, be the lead blocker out there. And unfortunately, Eggleston took a step out of bounds, and they caught him short. Otherwise, he would have scored.
So 2 receivers in the backfield with Gombert. Gives it to Eggleston up the middle, bounces it out the right side, and then just runs through a couple of tackles before he's finally brought down. Nice by Nick Albrecht, the outside linebackers, who finally brought him down.
Yeah, all Eggleston that time. Pretty good block downfield that time by Cooper Douglas, too, the junior wide receiver, making a little bit more of his appearance out here in the football field.
So a couple of runs, and the Rangers go from their own 31 to the 30-yard line of the Cougars.
You notice now the Rangers are slowing down the pace. Try to milk some of the time off the clock a little bit.
Let that clock run.
Yeah.
Let that clock run. 2 receivers wide left, 2 runners in the backfield. We'll give it to Eggleston for the 3rd time. He dances away from a defender, and he's carrying him all the way down the field from the 20 all the way to the 6-yard line before he's finally brought down by that defensive back whose number we know is number 24, but we don't have a name for him.
I keep looking for his name.
Goodness. Maybe at halftime somebody will run down that name and number.
Well, that was a determination on that run by Eggleston. He was not going to be denied the end zone, and he almost made it with a couple of defenders grabbing him by the jersey and trying to pull him back. Great run that time by the senior.
So 3 first down runs in a row of 27, 12, and now 18 yards give the Rangers the ball. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 12. Here's a snap mishandled by Gombert. He picks it up, then tries to run ahead and save some yards. He'll take a loss back to the 14. Pardon me, we were at the 7. It was 1st and goal at the 7.
Right.
Now the ball at the 14, so it's 1st and goal from the 14 on the snap that lost 7 yards.
I wasn't exact. I thought it was a pretty good snap. It just went through Luke's hands.
A little low. He had to reach for it, and he just didn't grab it.
Yeah. We've had a few of those last game, and there's been a couple here this game too. And let me tell you, the center is the hardest position on the offensive line. The responsibility you have, particularly in the shotgun formation, and Taylor Brooks does a nice job of that.
Gombert with the snap, looking right. Tietzman does a little double move and catches the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. Yeah. Wow, that was a nice looking job by Eric Tietzman, the senior wide receiver. His 5th catch of the year, his first touchdown of the year, and the Rangers up 29-0 on the 14-yard touchdown pass with the extra point to come.
Teetsman was one-on-one with the cornerback, and again, the unknown player with number 24 at the corner. Luke just did a nice job, double pump, double move, hit Teetsman wide open in the end zone.
Teetsman did a little look-in move and then just released. And the kick by Rodriguez is good, so it's 30-0. The Rangers up on a bunch over the Cougars. 4 minutes, 46 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll take this time out on the Ranger Network.
Stop at Fisher's Neighborhood Market for anything a Ranger could need. Whether you're heading to work, coming home from school, or just needing a break to grab something tasty, Fisher's Neighborhood Market is your one-stop shop. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Cougar Stadium, the site of the Comal Bowl, sponsored by Smokey Moe's tonight. And Joaquin Rodriguez is on to kick it off again. We just talked about that. Now this, I believe this is his 6th time tonight, if that was his 5th, into what is still a surmountable win. This one kind of onside-like and covered. The Rangers
went 10 yards.
The Rangers up 30-0.
Were the Rangers offsides, I wonder?
I'm looking. Yeah, there's a flag on the far sideline.
Right.
So the Rangers were offside, so we'll do it again.
Well, they almost caught him sleeping again. Wow.
So the Rangers will talk it over as they see what they're going to do. That time just...
Well, there's a little pooch right over the line of scrimmage, and the Cougar receiving team was not even aware of it. So a break for the Cougars that the Ranger kickoff team was offsides. Otherwise, it'd be first down Rangers.
Ricky Silva is a junior defensive lineman who's got the front line on the kickoff receiving team, and it went right over his head, and that was the coach that was the job that Coach Joe Lipsis, or he's the young man Joe Lipsis wanted to talk to there, that you have to be aware of stuff like that. So Joaquin Rodriguez will kick it off. My guess this time will go long, or as long as it can. And he does. End over end kick will carry about to the 15.
Loose. Where
it is fielded by Luce, who has some room on the left side, then gets shut down, then gets away. And fumbles it at the end, but the Cougars are going to pick it up and get a couple of yards out of it, up to the 45, where they'll have 1st and 10 as the Cougars had great coverage on there. Luce kind of escaped from a couple of them and then dropped the ball as he was being brought down. But the Cougars maintain possession.
Well, nice that Jarrett was Johnny on the spot too. He's got sure hands, and he picked up the fumble and got another yard out of it. You know, it's something we mentioned in the beginning of the broadcast is the turnovers that the Cougars have had out of the first 4 games. They've had 6 interceptions and 4 fumbles. That means they're, a little over 2 per game.
And they get a penalty here on kickoff return of a block in the back, illegal block in the back. So instead of having the ball up at the 45, the ball's back to the 30. Well, they'll start 1st and 10 as they can't win for losing right here. So with 4:36 to go in the half, it's 30-0. Smithson Valley on top. They'll fake the reverse. Now Gomez will keep. A couple of defenders are there, so he'll get a couple of yards on a 3-yard run before he's brought down by a couple of backup defenders in on the play. That was Blake Bowman and Toby West, or Cody Horn maybe on the tackle. I think it was Horn and Bowman.
Yeah, I popped it out. Great recognition by Bowman coming up from his safety position and make the tackle on the quarterback. Great job.
Again, they'll fake it and give it to Jarrett up the middle. He has a seam and a couple of yards. After a gain of 3 on 1st down, here's a gain of a couple more up to the 36. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
I'm just watching Bowman, who came in at play safety. He's a junior, 5'9", 160. But I tell you what, he was like a bullet coming in there to support that run that time. That's just great play.
So 3rd and short, just 4 yards for the Cougars as the game clock goes under 3:30. Gomez with motion, 2 men in motion at the same time is not legal.
You can't do that.
I see that Wilford's coming in motion, and then the running back, wasn't it Jarrett that took off too? Or somebody did. I mean, 2 guys were moving at the same time. That's a 5-yard penalty. Instead of 3rd and 4, it's 3rd and 9.
And you just got to feel for Coach Lipsis. I mean, everything he's trying to do just doesn't seem to be working here tonight so far.
And that's just personal discipline to stay focused and know what you're supposed to do and when you're supposed to do it. It can be a difficult game. One of the receivers is out there with his hands up like he doesn't know what the play is. Wilford's in motion again. This time Gomez lobs it up, and it is caught by Jarrett, who's out on the left side. Brought down by Padilla and by Sinney, but a first down pass up to the 47.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gomez is lucky that Jarrett was there, because Trey Richard was right in Gomez's face. And he had to throw it off his back leg, loft it up, and it's just a good recognition by Sevian Jarrett to make the reception.
The all-everything running back that time played receiver. I think it's his first reception of the year.
Yeah.
The ball is knocked away from Gomez, so he tries to scramble. Here comes some Sanders and Zoig to help bring him down. Offensive lineman trying to push the defenders out. It looked like Blake Bowman was in on the tackle as well. This time it was like he was faking it to
Jarrett.
Jarrett kind of bumped it. The ball came loose. Gomez picked it up. Ended up getting a couple of yards out of it. It's 2nd down and 13. Actually, he didn't get a couple of yards. He lost 3 yards. He got a couple of yards from where he dropped the ball. How about that? So -3 on the run. 2nd down and 12. Gomez rolls to his right. He wants to pass. Has far out on the right flat. He catches it up near first down yardage before he's brought down by Livingston, yeah. He's out there on the corner that time.
Well, that's been probably the most effective play that the Cougars have run against the defense for the Rangers, and that's when Dallas Gomez, the quarterback, gets the ball, rolls to his right, and it's just basically an out and out by the receiver and the fullback, and he can just pick whichever level he wants to throw the football to. Seems like Colin Farrs, though, is his favorite target at this point.
Without a doubt, a possession-type receiver who's always open. So 3rd and 1, they'll give it to Jarrett. Up the middle, looks like he spins and gets close. We'll have to see where they spot it.
Looks like the right side judge here down at the bottom might give it to him.
I don't know.
No?
Hey, they look like they're short. Where they're putting the ball down, they're short. Padilla, by the way, in on the tackle, the biggest part of the tackle, and they're going to probably measure this one. They need to get to the Ranger 43, and I think it's between the 44 and 43. We'll have to see whether it's got enough of that distance for a first down as they'll bring the chain gang out. Or not. Yeah, here they come. They're just taking them a while. A lot of people running through and around, and you don't see them bringing the chains out very often anymore in football.
They don't do it that often. Yeah, you're right.
Not at any level. They're obviously not very experienced at it because these guys look like they haven't done this before. The ball is short by the length of a football, a little bit more than the length of a football.
So 4th and short again. And
so 4th and short from the Ranger 44. They need to get to the 43 for a first down. And they'll go for it, down 30-0 with a minute to go at half.
Well, it looks like the Rangers beefed up their defensive line by putting in their short yardage defense in. They're going to crowd the box and just dare Gomez to maybe go up top of him.
Be a good time to throw it to far, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you have time. Actually.
That's again motion. You had 2 players moving at the same time.
It's a first down run. They just kind of loaded it up like a wildcat, if you will, with the quarterback Gomez, who just ran straight ahead and got a first down to the Ranger 42. So a gain of 2 is a first down.
Now they go empty.
Bassett, the big fullback's out on the slot on the right side. He takes off before everybody else does. That ball's tipped at the line. I think Trey Moore got a hand on it.
He did.
And goes incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
That's one way to slow down a fast-paced offense is just defensive lineman, get your hands up, bat the ball down, tip it. Now slow it down.
2nd and 10 from the Ranger 42 with 42 seconds to go. The clock is stopped after the incomplete pass. This is the 8th play of the Canyon Cougar drive, by far their longest drive of the night.
Look at your matchups.
Well, not by far. The last one that ended in an interception was the 7th play. Here's Gomez. A little screen pass to Farr. The Rangers read it but miss a tackle. Now he breaks another tackle and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. A nice play. 2 different Rangers missed the tackle. The pass play is good enough for a first down as it gets all the way to the 18-yard line. A gain of 25.
Yeah, and strong safety Blake Bowman came across the field to make the tackle.
Gomez to the edge, almost intercepted by Livingston. Now into the end zone goes the wide receiver, and that's a touchdown for the Cougars.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mason Livingston had a beat down on that pass, and he just looked like it went right through his hands. I'll tell you, I thought that was a pick.
A touchdown caught by Luke Grebon, the tight end. His 2nd touchdown of the season puts the Cougars on the board with 20 seconds to go before halftime. Welch comes in for the extra point. The kick is up, and it's good. It's 30-7. There is
a flag,
but nothing new there.
Offsides.
Defense was offsides. It'll be declined. Point is good. It's 30-7. 20 seconds to go before halftime. We'll keep it here as the Rangers will receive this kickoff, the first time they will do that tonight.
Well, we saw the Cougars actually, complete some passes, and the penalties didn't destroy the momentum of their drives. And you know what? A couple clutch catches that time. And I go back to that touchdown by Luke Grebon. I mean, he had great concentration on the football to be able to catch that because Livingston had a beat down. I mean, he had a beat on that. I really thought that Livingston had it in his hands, and then it turned right around, and Luke Grebon is running in the end zone. So give him credit.
Indeed. 16-yard pass play and a 25-yard pass play in that drive, an 11-yard pass play. So the Cougars get their first drive that results in a score. 8 plays and 70 yards. Now Cameron Welch will come out and handle the kicking duties on the kickoff. Rangers up short, as if they're expecting something. Again, our wind tonight somewhere between, I'd say 12 and 18 miles an hour. Kind of moving right to left for us. So at the Cougars' back and in the Rangers' face here in the second quarter. Rangers kind of spread back out a little bit after they look at what the Cougars have lining up. From the right hash, Welch kicks it off high and far.
Good kick.
Nutt into the end zone, will down it, no doubt. Oh, he's coming out. Why on earth? And he's across the 20, across the 25, so he actually got more yards than he would have if he'd have downed it. And here's a flag at the end of a couple of flags, 2 flags on the field. At the end of the play, we'll have to see what they are.
Tell you, Jalen Nutt was not going to be denied. He was going to run that football.
My guess is an illegal block in the back because we're going backwards with it. And with 14 seconds to go, my guess is we'll take a knee. 30-7, Rangers up just before halftime. 3 touchdown passes by Luke Gombert and a touchdown run by Jacob Fortune. So the penalty will back the Rangers up to their own 8-yard line.
Here's a score update I have for you, for the listeners. At 2:40 left in the second quarter, we have Clemens 14, Steele 6.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Not what you thought was going to happen.
No, it isn't.
Rangers will go a tight formation with everything to the right now. Well, not so tight with one receiver clear out at the numbers. 14 seconds to go. Gombert takes the snap. Gives it to Eggleston going left. And he'll run out of bounds at about the 20 after a gain of about 12 yards. 8 seconds on the clock. It's a first down.
Just when you thought he was going to take a knee, Tony, he's going to run the ball and get another 12 yards out of it.
So 1st and 10 from the 20 with 8 seconds to go. Don't think we're going to take a knee. So we're just going to hand it off and see what happens. Again, three receivers to the right. Gomez, play clock under 10, takes the snap, gives it to Eggleston. Going left, has a blocker in front of him. Avoids one tackler across the 40. Now out to midfield.
Nice block.
He has one man to beat at the 30, and he is knocked out of bounds inside the 25, and that'll be the end of the first half. But Eggleston will get a nice run of 57 yards.
I'll tell you, that's a touchdown-saving tackle by Wesley Crandall, junior DB for the Cougars. Otherwise, we would be kicking another extra point here.
Just like that, the Cougars end up getting a 12-yard run and a 57-yard run, but clock runs out as we're at halftime. The Rangers lead the Cougars 30-7 here on the Ranger Network. We've got a whole bunch of things coming up for you, so stay with us here on the Ranger Network.
You know, getting the Smokey Mo's family pack for lunch really makes me feel like you guys are my brothers. Yeah. Really. I don't know if it's the 3 meats or the 3 sides, but Mom got all of our favorites.
Hey, there's no eating in this locker room. Smokey Mo's family pack makes us family, which makes me Super Dad. Hey, you boys go mow the lawn, do the laundry, and wash the dishes while you're at it.
On Tuesday night, players, parents, and Rangers fans showed up hungry to Smokey Mo's on Highway 46 and Spring Branch to support Spirit Night. Smokey Mo's is donating 15% of sales from Spirit Night to the Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club.
Hi, I'm Denny Moore, Trey Moore's dad, and I'm here to support the Booster Club, getting some great barbecue, and go Rangers.
Hey, we're Tom's parents, and we're just here supporting Smokey Mo's and everything they do for us.
What a great way to raise money for all of our Ranger athletes, just by eating the best barbecue in Texas.
Go Rangers! Go Rangers!
The grand total will be revealed at the October 11th home game against East Central. Way to go, Smokey Mo's, and everyone who came out to support our Rangers.
Forming on the sideline, Smithson Valley's oldest and proudest tradition, the pulse of the Texas Hill Country, the Smithson Valley High School Ranger Marching Band. The Ranger Band is under the field leadership of drum majors Maya McBrayer, Riley McCullough, Lindsay Pattison, and Gabby Wilson. The 2019 Color Guard officers are Annamiek Brooks, Keely Graber, Jaden Martinez, and Naomi Morrow. The Silver Spurs are being led onto the field tonight by Junior Lieutenant Faith Falcon and Lorna Luciano, Senior Lieutenant Melanie Bowe, Lieutenant Colonel Tandy Folsom, and Colonel Dakota Martini. The Silver Spurs are under the direction of Director Ashton Burchell and Assistant Director Kayla Speaker. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Sophia Carlson. The Dancer of the Week is Lindsay Zettler. This evening, the Silver Spurs, joined by featured twirler Lauren Matula, will be performing a field skirt routine to Deep in the Heart of Texas. Now please welcome the award-winning Silver Spurs.
Building links between people. Connections are real, finite, tangible experiences, ones you'll never forget. GVTC understands and delivers connections for their customers every day. I'm Luke Gombert, and GVTC has me connected.
Mom Needs a Break Cleaning is the professional service you can trust. Thorough, careful, and affordable. We take care of all your home cleaning needs so Mom can take care of the important things in life. Isn't it time you came home to a spotless house without the hours of back-breaking work? Call Mom Needs a Break Cleaning for an over-the-phone estimate and to set your personalized cleaning schedule with us today.
Back at Cougar Stadium, and the band won't yield the field. There was a song about that back in the day. And we're going to let it go because I think we're about ready to play some football as the band just keeps playing and the dancers won't leave the field even though the Cougars have run through their tunnel. You would think that they would realize we're about ready to play football, and hopefully they will at some point.
It's okay, Tony. It's a long fight song, and you know what? That's okay. Everyone in the stands are up standing and clapping and moving their
look
feet.
at this. These people aren't. What are you talking about? Yeah, you're making up stories now.
No. I'm amazed how windy it's gotten tonight. I mean, coming from, I guess, from the south.
It's been
those flags are really whipping.
It's been windy most of the night. It just picked up a little bit. We heard on the crowd mic, but nonetheless, the Cougars will kick off to the Rangers here to start the second half. Smithson Valley up 30-7
and they'll get the football second half, too.
As they scored 4 first-half touchdowns and a safety. You don't see that every day. No. 3 touchdown passes by Luke Gombert to get him up to 7 on the season. And Jacob Fortone scored his 5th touchdown rushing of the season. And Greg Eggleston, whose little brother Garrison is on the JV team, and Greg, a track standout as well, had 2 of the most exciting runs of the night, but they were at the end of the half when the half ended. In any event, the Rangers will get the ball first after this kickoff with the wind, which means the Rangers will get the ball in the third quarter and the wind in the fourth. This one's kind of popped up. Jalen Nutt lets it go through his hands and picks it up around the 13. Sees a bunch of black jerseys around, tries to fight upfield and gets up to about the 19 before he's brought down by a whole host of Cougars, including Matt Pavelik, a backup fullback, and the Rangers start 1st and 10 from their own 19.
Well, the name Pavelik kind of rings the bell of a lot of Paveliks have played for Smithson Valley, and a lot of good football players with that last name's gone through the program, right?
Several of them played at Southwest Texas, too.
And one in particular played at Baylor University, all conference, and then went to play, I believe, with the Seattle Seahawks for a couple of years. Linebacker.
Baylor Bears going to win tomorrow?
They're going to win tomorrow. It's a big game against Iowa State, but they're going to do it.
All right. A lot of good college games tomorrow. The Rangers trying to make this a good high school game. Gombert gets it, hands it off. Fortone has a big hole up the middle. He's on the loose across the 40. Midfield might be caught from behind, and he is by the unnamed defensive back who keeps making plays tonight. We still don't know who he is. Fortone out to the Cougar 35. A gain
well,
of 46 yards.
We'd like to be able to give this young man credit on the air.
Without a doubt.
If we knew his name, because he's made a lot of tackles. He's been on a lot of plays, and we can't find him.
He is not on the roster, and it's hard to call out a name of someone who's not on the roster. In any event, Gombert takes a high snap, hands it off to Fortone, who again goes up the middle and runs with lots of room, and I think he has another first down as he's near the 25. Well, they're going to mark him at the 26, so a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd down and 1.
Tony, there's just nothing fancy about that. It's a snap it to Gombert, he hands it to Fortone. It's just a dive play, and he's right off the right, I'd say the B gap between Benka and Donnie Bell. Nice blocking up there by those two guys.
You're just putting a hat on a hat, and he's running through the opening.
It's just basically man-on-man blocking, and the offensive line is taking control of the second half here.
So 2nd and 1, Gombert snaps his hand, then looks to the sideline for adjustments. Talks to his offensive line as the play clock goes under 5. And then the timeout by the Canyon Cougars. They did this at the start of the game, and about 71, 81, 91 seconds, 81 seconds into the second half. Here's another Canyon Cougar timeout. We'll stick with them.
Yeah.
As we want to talk about what the Rangers have been doing today. And again, a very active drive to start the second half. As you mentioned, just some straight ahead blocking and some big runs by Jacob Fortone.
Well, and I think this goes deeper than just what we're seeing during the play, Tony. I think we're looking at right now, from last week's upset, the upset from Clemens, to now this week, this is a new attitude and setting a tone as far as the type of Ranger football that we're going to see the rest of the year. They're going to be aggressive. They're not going to have a bunch of penalties. There'll be assigned football. They're going to execute, and they're going to give 110%. And that's what we've seen so far in tonight's game.
Rangers will have 5 games left after next Friday night's open week. They'll come home to East Central, then go to Judson, home to Steele, at San Marcos, and home to New Braunfels to close out November, and then into the playoffs. Rangers 2nd and 1 from the 26 after the Cougar timeout. Gombert straight ahead. Eggleston has first down yardage before he's tripped up and brought down.
First down.
After a first down yardage, Wesley Crandall, one of the defensive backs on the field, ended up with the tackle, but it's 1st and 10 from the 21 on the 5-yard gain.
Nice job that time by Taylor Brooks, the center for the Ranger football team. He's a bright young man. In fact, what he likes to do besides football is really be a part of the debate team, and he participates in the students that go out and debate. And he says he wants to be go to Texas A&M and study information systems. So, bright young man.
Eggleston on a handoff going left, runs into a defender who makes the tackle. Ty Hanada, a sophomore cornerback, after a gain of 3. That time Eggleston had some room and ended up just planting his foot and going right into the defender, where he could have avoided him perhaps with a different move. In any event, it's 2nd down and 7 after the 3-yard gain.
They moved into the red zone now, second at the 19-yard line. So see how aggressive the play call will be down here.
Wide receiver at either side of the field on the numbers. Gombert hands it off, fakes the handoff, has a man over the middle. It's Chandler Cole who can't hang on to the ball. Looked like he might have had it, and when he rolled over, he was unable to contain it. Chandler Cole, the senior who already has a touchdown tonight, couldn't grab that one in. It's 3rd down.
That was a good pass by Gombert. He let it just enough over his shoulder, and Chandler Cole was just not able to tuck it in. And he was covered by number 13, Wesley Crandall. Crandall did a pretty good job staying on his inside hip, but I bet you Chandler Cole wish you had that one back.
Looks like we have a 5-yard penalty against the Rangers. Didn't see the signal. So instead of 3rd down, now it's still 2nd down, now in 13 from the 24.
Well, I said how aggressive will that last play call be? Well, it was aggressive.
Yeah.
They went for the end zone.
Gombert takes the snap, passing. Had Cole open going to the left flag, and he's going to be sacked on a good pass rush that time. The first one tonight really by the Cougars, but they got to him as he was looking for a pass completion, and that's a sack clear back to the 34.
That's the first time that Luke has had really pressure up the middle. The offensive line's done a pretty good job, and I wish we had a replay, because it looks like maybe the defensive line did a stunt. And Ricky Silva, the defensive end, number 45, is the one who came inside, right at the gut, and he was basically scot-free, and he made the sack on Gombert.
So 3rd and long. Let's see what the Rangers will dial up here. Gombert wants to pass, rolls a little right. He's throwing long, intended for Douglas. Toward the goal line, he's run over by the defensive back, and there is no flag. Goodness. Douglas had slowed down to catch the ball, and the defensive back, which was Darren Tanner, just ran right through him.
Well, Tanner never turned to look for the ball. It should have been interference.
So the Rangers will have to punt on the incomplete pass. I think the line judge was looking for the back judge to throw a flag there, and he didn't. So Brooks will try to pin the Cougars deep in their own territory again. Into the wind. His low rugby-style kick is held up by the wind and then gets a bad bounce, not a good Ranger bounce. So the punt will be marked very short, only about 14 yards, and the Cougars will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Well, that's a missed opportunity, taking the opening drive and marching and getting into the red zone and coming up with no points because of a penalty and a drop pass. Just, you got to take advantage. If you're a good team, you take advantage of those opportunities.
Kind of a bad tone to set to start the second half on an offensive drive that should have gotten some points out of it.
Yeah. And listen, and I know the score is 30-7, but hey, this Cougar offense is explosive. They got some playmakers, so they can get in the end zone pretty quick. This game is not over.
8:24 to go, third quarter. It's 30-7. Smithson Valley on top. Gomez takes the snap, gives it to Jerep. Up the middle, defenders are there. Won't get but about a yard to the 21.
And Trey Moore on that
tackle. Trey Moore was just climbed on his back the minute he saw him. Some other Rangers were in there to help. So it's 2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. Gomez takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it out to the edge. It's incomplete, or is it a forward pass? They call it incomplete. That ball was dangerously close.
It was close.
Dangerously close to a lateral, because if it was nothing but equal. There was no way that was a forward pass.
Well,
but it's incomplete and it's 3rd down.
Good for Gomez that time that he just misfired on Wilford. Well, Wilford actually hit him in the hands. It wasn't a great pass, but hit him in the hands. He could have caught it, but yeah, if that was a forward pass, then actually, that would have been
maybe the wind pushed it forward, because that was anyway. 3rd down and long. Motion. Gomez wants to throw, has some pressure, and throws it out to the edge. It'll go incomplete. Jalen Nutt on coverage. That was Tanner Hobeck rushing the passer, so another incomplete pass brings up 4th down and a punt for the Cougars, as the defense at least stands up and does what they're supposed to do, forces a 3 and out. And again, good work by the defensive line.
That was a secondary, good job that time. The secondary had all the receivers basically covered, where Gomez really couldn't find anybody to throw the ball into. So nice job by the Rangers secondary in that play.
Cougars going to go with the wind on this punt after punting into the wind a couple of times in the first half. Rangers trying to go after him, get some pressure, but it is a good kick by Welch, but he doesn't use the wind as he kind of shanks it off the side of his foot. It'll go out of bounds, and they'll run it up. It'll be near midfield, maybe even into Cougar territory.
Wow.
As it goes out of bounds at the Cougar 45. So that punt was not a good one. Only 25 yards and no return.
Yeah, that's with the wind, with this kind of wind at your back, you could have just boomed that punt. He just must have just missed it. We couldn't tell from our angle up here in the press box, but unfortunate situation for the Cougars, where they could have really taken advantage of the wind and flipped the field position. You know?
That was
but they couldn't come up with it.
That was a field position win that they didn't take advantage of. So the Cougars have the ball back. 7:27, third quarter, a 30-7 lead for Smithson Valley. The Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl. Here's Fortone up the middle, has a seam, gets tripped up at the line, and falls ahead forward for about 6 or 7 yards. I think it was the defensive end, Hagan Ward, that got just enough of his shoe to limit that to a 7-yard run that could have been a lot more.
Well, a great block that time by fullback Austin Howe, 44, coming down on the linebacker and just pushing him 5 yards deep and just pancaking him at the end of the play. Nice job.
A couple receivers to either side, but everybody's in tight here. Fortone goes to the left side of Gombert, who takes the snap and hands it off. Fortone ends up getting back near the line of scrimmage, but he was hit in the backfield by Tristan Smith, I believe, and Cade Stevens also in on the play. They kind of busted through the offensive line, and it was slow developing handoff.
Yeah, I don't know if they did a stun up there on the defensive line or just missed block, missed assignment that time, but you're right. Cade Stevens was in the backfield as soon as Fortone got the football.
So 3 receivers out left. Gombert, defensive line jumps on the first clap. Play clock at 10. He goes to the sideline and changes coverages a little bit. Takes the snap, gives it to Fortone. Up the middle he goes. Big gain up into Canyon territory after a run of almost 20 yards, marked down at the 24, a gain of 16 on a first down run.
That play was well designed and well executed. And again, it's designed for the fullback, excuse me, Austin Howe, who lines up basically behind and almost like a tight slot right off the edge. And he comes down and cracks down on a linebacker. Another great block that time by Austin Howe that really sprung Fortone into the opening.
Two receivers to the left, two backs in the backfield this time. Gombert gives it to Fortone left, who was he ended up pitching it on the reverse we had in the first play of the game. I'm trying to see who fell on it. Did he keep a hold of the ball?
Yeah, I did.
He bluffed a fake. He was going to pitch it to Eggleston on the reverse and saw with the crowd there, he might as well just hang on to it and ended up losing 4 yards back to the 29.
Well, give a little bit of credit that time to nose guard Joey Drastada. He's a junior, 6'1", 225 nose guard, and he really sniffed that out, and made havoc there, disrupted the play in the backfield for no gain.
And we're seeing a lot more of their defensive line being active here and getting into plays. So our offensive line maybe letting up a little more. Gombert to Fortone, going left, has a blocker in front of him, gets outside at the 20. Now he's going to the end zone and he'll score. Jacob Fortone, his second rushing touchdown of the night. This one from 29 yards. And the Rangers go up 36-7 with the extra point to come.
Just well executed that counter trap play to Fortone. He's lined up on the right, but he's going to run the ball back in the C gap on the left side. And again, I have to call his name again, Austin Howe, the fullback, 44, with a great downfield block that really sprung Fortone in the end zone.
Joaquin Rodriguez in for the extra point. Gombert on the hold. Chandler Cole on the snap. All are good. It's 37-7. The Rangers have taken a 30-point lead with 4:42 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick timeout. We're back after this on the Ranger Network.
Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SV Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
We're at the Comal Bowl where the Rangers lead the Cougars 37-7. The Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl. 4:42 to go in the third quarter. A couple of drives that have taken up some clock time leave us with 4:42 left in the quarter. And Joaquin Rodriguez to kick off for the 7th time tonight. Into the wind, high pop-up type kick fielded near the sideline. It looks like Garcia who has it. Avoids a couple of tacklers and gets up past the 30-yard line. And he's brought down on the play by Maverick Freeland, one of the wide receivers, after the return goes up to the 33-yard line.
Couple 26-6A score updates. We have going into the fourth quarter, East Central 24 over New Braunfels Unicorns 20. So 24-20, East Central over New Braunfels. And we have Clemens 14, Steele 9. It's middle of the third quarter.
So Clemens is playing lights out tonight.
Yeah, they are. And an update up the road here, up 35 in San Marcos. It's 55-14, Judson.
Gomez wants to roll to his left, has some pressure, now pulls it down, now throws it to the sideline. And did he find someone? I think it's incomplete. Boy, he was really fighting for his life there as he rolled out to his left and couldn't find an open receiver. I think Farr against Nutt was who he was looking for, but couldn't get him open. And the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Well, the secondary's best friend is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what's been going on this third quarter, where it looks like there's more Rangers from the front four getting in the backfield and causing some disruption into the pass rhythm for Gomez. And that time, again, was another opportunity for that to happen. And it was an incomplete pass.
They have a penalty against the Rangers that will give them a first down, though.
It was unsportsmanlike roughing the passer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had one of those or several of those last week.
Yeah. It's almost like you don't want it to be blatant, but if you're just being physical after the quarterback, nothing wrong with that.
So it's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
And it's
on the
first down.
On the personal foul, and it is a first down.
Procedure.
An illegal procedure, so they get a 15-yard penalty
And Tony, they didn't
give one back.
You know, the referee should have halted the play anyway because the chains weren't even set.
Yeah,
it's like the referee's not really controlling this ball game.
Well, I think he's in a hurry.
He's trying to get out to Smokey Mo's for a sandwich. I'm telling you.
Aren't we all? The ball had moved a little bit, so now it's put back down, and the Cougars will start 1st and 10 from their 43. 1st and 15, pardon me. Play clock has started. Little motion action. They give it to Jarrett. Going right, gets outside tackle, breaks containment, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage with a gain of about 5 yards on what was about a 25-yard run.
Yeah, it was. I'll give Jarrett a lot of credit on that. It's really on himself because he really wanted to run off the tackle, but it was all jammed up by the Ranger defensive lineman. So he bounced outside and had to maneuver around Zoig, just missing his tackle, and made enough for made up some yardage, that's for sure.
2nd down and 10. This time Gomez will keep. Wrapped up by Zoig after a gain of a couple up to the 50-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 there.
Zoig, Richard, Witcher, and Moore, all of them kind of right there on the tackle.
Rangers defensive line really holding serve tonight so far. If not for the penalty, the Cougars would be struggling to get any yards right now. Gomez wants to throw out to the side, knocked down. That's Trey Moore. No, it was Trey Moore who jumped up and probably had a chance to catch that because I think that hit him just above the helmet.
Yeah, that's great defensive line recognition. Once you see that quarterback going to throw a quick hitch and you're not going to get to him, you jump straight up, getting his line of fire, and that's exactly what Trey Moore did.
Cameron Welch on to punt on 4th and 8. With the wind at his back, let's see if he can take advantage of it this time. Rangers get some pressure through the middle, but don't get it. It's still not a great kick, but fielded at the 5. This is Mason Livingston. We're going to have an illegal block, and they'll bring it back as he runs across the field. And flags are flying all over as he gets it back near the 30-yard line, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, very unfortunate. They're going to call that first one on Jalen Nutt. And it's just a rule of thumb. Once you see that hat pass you, you got to let him go. You can't even lay your hands on him now, Tony, or they're going to call that.
So the 40-yard punt will actually get no return because of the penalty. And Smithson Valley will be deep in its own territory. Not real sure. Was this flag over here another one? On the far side?
On the far side there was, yes.
So there was a couple of them. Illegal block in the back is the signal. So from the 11, I believe it'll go half the distance to the goal line, so it'll be about the 5.5.
That's a spot foul, so you're right. Right there on the 5-yard line.
They're going to put it on the 5, so about a 6-yard penalty. And that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. 2:57 to go, 3rd quarter. The Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl. The Rangers lead the Cougars 37-7 here late in the 3rd quarter. It is Luke Gombert out at quarterback. Fortone still at running back. Tietzman and Eggleston wide left or wide right in the formation as they move left to right. Hand off to Fortone's up the middle. There's a big hole as he sidesteps one defender and gets out near the 15. That'll be a 1st down run of 11 yards for Jacob Fortone.
Real good block that time by the right tackle, Donnie Bell, coming down on the 3 technique that really sprung that hole open for Fortone to run through. I tell you what, they've been eating them up right in that B gap all night long. Credit to offensive line. That's that front 3 from the center, Taylor Brooks, and the 2 guards, Mazagemba and Benka, doing a good job.
No sense to stop, is it? Just keep doing it? What are we
exactly?
We're letting the play. I don't understand. We have some confusion. Are the Rangers going to call a timeout? They did call a timeout.
I don't know.
Trying to think of why. Obviously a teaching moment when you're 37-7. You've got to stress certain things, but you're into the wind, so you want the clock to run, so you're punting with it if you end up having to punt. But
maybe they didn't have the right personnel that you wanted in there, and sometimes it take too long to get the right kids in there. And you know, right now these offenses are so sophisticated. They have packages with certain personnel that come in. I know they've got a 20 small personnel. They got 10 personnel, 11 personnel, 21 personnel. And so those kids have got to be right there by the coach, ready to run in there once they call for that package, because there's specific plays designed for that type of personnel in the game. So that's what I'm thinking that they're looking at here and having to call a timeout when it's first down on your 5-yard line. Maybe you just want to make sure we're going to change the package, coach. I want to go more conservative. I want to make sure we have enough blockers up there. If they come after us, we don't want to give it the ball. How about that for an answer?
Boy, I hope it's not that complicated.
It is complicated.
Because we're in trouble then.
You know what? Hey, football players, they're tough and rugged, but they're smart people too. This game could be very simple, but it could also become very complicated.
Well, I think you've complicated it for us, so we're about ready to go. Cougars get their last-minute instructions. The Rangers get their last-minute instructions. The referee might be ready because I think he's going to signal the start of the play clock, and he does. Tietzman comes wide to the right. Everybody's in tight elsewhere. Gombert on 1st and 10 from the 16. Gives it to Eggleston, going left. Has a seam, bounces outside. It could be a foot race. He's got one man to beat as he passes him at the 40, the 30, the 20. He's gone. Greg Eggleston with an 84-yard touchdown run. 84 yards on the touchdown run by Greg Eggleston.
Well, that's just a great executed play right there. And Tony, I hate to say it, but they did change the personnel. They brought in 2 fullbacks, Austin Howell and Luis Camacho, both in there. So they had extra blockers, and you run that counter dive with Eggleston. He gets in at the second level. He's gone. He's so fast, no one's going to catch him.
Joaquin Rodriguez for the extra point. The snap was good. The hold was good. The kick was good. And Joaquin Rodriguez continues to make extra points. It's 44-7 with 2 minutes to go. That play took exactly 12 seconds on the 84-yard run. Greg Eggleston is faster than that as he is a track standout, but you know how football is. It isn't always just a straight line run, is it?
Right. No, it's not. But we do like those track guys. Once they get their hands on the football, let them go north and south. It's a foot race that they will win.
Guess what's going to happen now? Joaquin Rodriguez is going to kick off like he's done many times tonight. 44-7, the Cougars lead, or the Rangers lead the Cougars here in the 2019 Comal Bowl, sponsored by Smokey Moe's.
You know, it's been a good night when you're a field goal kicker, your place kicker, they got sore legs.
Yeah.
That means that they've been doing a lot of kicking and you've been doing a lot of scoring.
So 2 minutes to go, third quarter action. Not a whole lot of fans have left, even though this one's pretty much being decided right now.
That's good to see. You're out here supporting the kids, supporting the band, the cheerleaders, the pep squad, everything associated with the football event. And I call it an event.
It is an event here at Cougar Stadium tonight. Rodriguez gets the signal, and his kick into the wind will be high and travel pretty good before it's fielded by Luce at the 15-yard line. He'll stumble ahead to near the 30. We'll call it the 28 before he's brought down by Mason Livingston and a bunch of other Rangers.
Well, the Rangers are bringing their #1 defense back out, although there has been one substitution. Luke Seminaro, I notice, has been in there since the beginning of the third quarter at defensive tackle. He's doing a good job, too.
For Brooks. Now Brooks is back now, right?
Yeah.
Garrett Brooks, you know, he's a baseball standout. Verbally committed to UTSA. We'll see what he does in the spring.
Outstanding.
Gomez wants to throw out to the edge over the head of Callan Farr, the senior receiver who has been the most sought-after receiver for his quarterback tonight and who always walks as slow as he can back to the huddle after a play.
Yeah.
Could he walk any slower?
Well, just to let you know, speaking about Garrett Brooks, though, do you know I know his dad?
I don't know that.
Yes. Well, I'm letting you know now. I know his dad. We work for the same company, or used to.
All right. Snap. Gomez He'll run it this time. Scrambles up the middle, breaks one tackle, but then gets gang tackled with a flag that comes in as he's being wrapped up and brought back by Cody Horn, the junior linebacker.
This might be going against the Cougars. I think number 70, big number 70, Will McCune, 6'3", 280, junior or senior, might have had something to do with that penalty. It's going to be yeah, they're marching back. They're going back.
What was it? Do you know?
Holding.
Holding. They've got like an offensive lineman that's down. So there is a timeout on the field, or they're going to walk this one back, but they may wait till they get the injured player off the field.
It gets real quiet, doesn't it?
It does.
All you can hear is the wind.
With an injury on the field, we'll take a quick timeout on the Ranger Network. The Rangers leading the Cougars 44-7.
Fisher's Neighborhood Market is teaming up with the Smithson Valley Rangers. When you stop to gas up, look for the Ranger Spirit Pump. A portion of sales from this pump will be donated directly to the SV Athletic Booster Club to help out our Rangers. So choose the one that's Ranger Blue and fill up. Fisher's Neighborhood Market is proud to sponsor the Smithson Valley Rangers.
We're back to Cougar Stadium. The penalty was a chop block, so 15 yards go back. So it's now second down and very long.
20 to go.
After the 5-yard run, 15 yards back. So second and 20 with a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Gomez. He'll run it himself. Thomas Zoig is the first one to hit him, and he pushes him back after a gain of about a yard to the 20.
A little mix up there in the backfield. Looks like the execution of that play where Gomez thought he was going to fake it, and Micah Wilford thought he was going to get the ball. I kind of disrupted that play just the way they weren't able to execute in the backfield.
Right. So third and long. About 18 from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers go right, 2 to the left, an empty backfield. Jared is the receiver in the slot on the left side. Rangers looking to put some pressure, and they get after him, and there'll be a sack. Quick Nuss. Goodness sake, Connor Hambrook just shot through the left side of the defensive line and caught Gomez in the backfield for a gain of about 15 yards.
Yeah, a loss of 15 yards. Yeah, Hamburg came untouched from the perimeter, right off the edge, and on the blitz, and got Gomez and wasn't going to let him go. And now the Cougars got to punt from their own end zone. They'll get decent field position.
Boy, he barely got that one off. The wind will carry it deep. Livingston calls a fair catch even though no one's around him, and I think he's disappointed he did that now.
Yeah.
They got the kickoff. There's only 10 seconds left here in the third quarter, and they snapped that one in a hurry to get the kickoff with the wind. And that one, he cleared that one just by inches before being blocked, as there was another Ranger in there to knock that one down.
That's about a 55-yard punt, though. He really boomed it once he did get connected with it this time. So when you thought the Rangers were maybe getting good field position, they still get good field position of it. But to your point, I think the Cougars definitely want to utilize the win on this last punt.
47 officially on the punt, and no return on the fair catch by Mason Livingston. So the Rangers will have one play here in the final seconds of the third quarter into the wind, and then they'll get the win for the remainder of the game. 44-7, the Rangers on top of the Cougars in the Comal Bowl of 2019, sponsored by Smokey Moe's.
We got some new players in there.
It is a new quarterback, and this is a new running back who runs into an offensive player. Give credit, though. Again, the quarterback is now Will Strachan, and the running back is Baxter Bounds. And the gain is about 7 yards up near the 48-yard line. It'll be second down, and, well, no, they're going to say there's a penalty flag on the field. So at the end of the run, after a 7-yard run, we're going to go back 10 yards for holding. And that's the call. So a 7-yard run, and then 10 yards minus. Try to keep that written down.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it, not me. Hey, it's a change of the quarter, though.
Yep. The quarter runs out on the play, so it is now the fourth quarter. And we'd like to take a timeout, but I don't know. Well, we're going to take a timeout. The Rangers up 44-7 after 3 quarters. Back after this on the Ranger Network.
Mom Needs a Break Cleaning is the professional service you can trust. Thorough, careful, and affordable. We take care of all your home cleaning needs so Mom can take care of the important things in life. Isn't it time you came home to a spotless house without the hours of back-breaking work? Call Mom Needs a Break Cleaning for an over-the-phone estimate and to set your personalized cleaning schedule with us today.
Back at Cougar Stadium, and again, our thanks to a new sponsor, Mom Needs a Break Cleaning. See the number on your screen when we run that commercial, so give them a call. And hopefully we'll hear them a lot more throughout the rest of the season here on the Ranger Network. Mom Needs a Break Cleaning. The Rangers have a first and about 13 from the 38 after a 7-yard run and a 10-yard hold. So the play doesn't count, but the yardage does. Yes. So it's still first down. Strachan hands it off. This is the other running back, Gabe Hoskins. Gets a gain of about 11 yards up to the 49. Just short of a first down.
Trying to identify some of these offensive linemen that are now in the game. This looks like the second unit. The entire second platoon is now in. I tell you, there's a freshman kid, number 77, Colton Thomason. He is big. He's probably 6'5", 320. Playing right guard. He made a nice block that time that really opened the way for the runner. He just demolished the kid.
Will Strachan is a 5'11", 160-pound junior. Fakes the hand. Well, he does give it off. This is Haskins again. He's loose. He's down the right sideline. He's got one man to beat, and he does. And Gabe Haskins has his first touchdown of the season. The junior at 5'7", 145 has rushed for 133 yards. Well, there is a bunch more. 51 yards on the touchdown run by Gabe Haskins.
Haskins saw nothing but green grass, and I tell you what, he turned the burners on, and he was playing like his chili was hot because he was going all the way to the end zone, and no one was gonna catch him.
Chandler Cole, the snapper, is coming out. And we're going to get a backup snapper. I don't know who that is.
I can't.
We'll have to wait and see. The extra point try. Gombert holds. The backup kicker is in there. That is Colby Wright. The kick is good. So it's 51-7. Rangers up by a bunch.
Looks like 56 Brandon Dorenberg, center junior, was in there on that deep snap.
He was the backup center and the deep backup deep snapper. So in any event, the Rangers go up 51-7, just barely a minute into the fourth quarter here at Cougar Stadium in the Comal Bowl of 2019, sponsored by Smokey Moe's. Got any other score updates?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. In the third quarter, it's still 21-9, Clemens over Steele. I know. With a minute 21 left in the fourth quarter, East Central 24, New Braunfels 20.
That's an upset.
Yeah, coming down to the end too. And just now going into the fourth quarter, it's Judson 62 and San Marcos 14. That's number 10 Judson in the state.
Well, Steele and Judson are both ranked in the top 20, and Steele's upset is huge.
Yeah, Steele's ranked number 22 in the state. East Central. Remember, I was asking you about East Central.
You know what? Let's look at that, though. Steele just lost last week to Judson in the battle of the district, if you will, the two best teams in the district. Maybe Steele has had a little bit of a letdown as they're facing a second really good team in the district back-to-back. And
little hangover effect,
maybe a little hangover.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. And the psychology of sports is a lot like that. How you perform in the field is not all physical. It's really more mental than anything else. And so when you're not focused, when you're not intent in your thinking, a lot of times you don't go out and perform to your ability. Maybe that has something to do with it, or maybe East Central's pretty good. Give them credit.
Well, their other scores so far wouldn't lead you to think that. I'm just saying. Although they are 3-1 on the season, and they beat San Marcos to open district. And by the way, the Rangers have called a timeout before they kick off. Some final instructions to the kickoff coverage team that looks to be a lot of players who haven't done this so far. Colby Wright will kick it off as he gets the signal from our referee with 11:07 to go in the game. Rangers up 51-7. Colby Wright, senior, will put a toe to it. With the wind at his back, kind of pops it up. It'll land short and hit the ground. Fielded by Luce, who goes to the left sideline. Has some spins and some moves and gets out past the 35 as he continues to run it back farther than you think he should. This one will be spotted at the 37, where the Cougars will start 1st and 10.
It looks like the junior linebacker Toby West was on the stop there. To your point, it's nice to see some of these kids that probably won't play a whole lot get a lot of action here in the fourth quarter.
Indeed.
We'll keep you updated on that game here.
So a bunch of the backups in there for the Rangers. Backup quarterback is in for the Cougars. That's Michael Bassett, who started the first couple of games of the year, and he'll run it. He is a bull too, and gets brought down in a heap. Good job by the outside linebacker there, Michael McCallie Lane, a sophomore linebacker at 5'9", 165, took on the 6'1", 225-pound junior quarterback, who is a load after a 2-yard gain. Maybe a 3-yard gain.
You look at Bassett. He's big. He's big, and you know what? But he's very athletic. He plays tight end, wide receiver, running back, and now quarterback. Very athletic young man.
Fakes a pass. Now he runs, breaks a tackle, gets first down yardage near midfield before he's brought down by a host of defenders.
That might be the best type of play for this offense.
James Deerduff finally brought him down with some others at the 49.
Yeah. They'll probably let him run a lot, Bassett. Just hack in the ball and let Jarrett be the lead blocker, and he'll follow him right up the line.
I'm guessing that's the game plan, and just let him keep running it up the middle and see if they can get another score. And it's same thing. Little play fake. Now he's tracked down. A couple of flags come in. As a good job of Garrett Brooks helped wrestle him down along with James Deerduff, who was in on another tackle. It would be a gain of 1 back or up to midfield, but 2 flags come in, and we'll see what the call is.
I think this is going against the Cougars.
Well, that'd be my guess. Holding is the call. So 10-yard mark off back to the 39.
Yeah, it's interesting how Garrett Brooks is still in the game. They have now substituted him out.
Well, you said he sat down some of the third quarters. They gave somebody some minute, Hambrook or somebody some minutes.
Yeah.
So I think did you say he just got taken off?
Yeah.
Okay. This time a pass by Gomez, who was in the backfield with Bassett. And Gomez's pass goes incomplete to the far sideline.
Good coverage that time. Jacob Perez, free safety, he's a senior. Nice job.
So Gomez is in the backfield with Bassett now, both quarterbacks. We'll see who takes the snap this time. Cougars just trying some different things.
Callan Fair is a big kid too.
Farr,
he's down here and split wide to the short side of the field.
Gomez is going to throw a pass,
nice.
And Farr catches it and breaks a tackle, but good job on coverage that time. Was that Senny? Came up.
I think it's Noah Flores.
Okay.
Yeah, Flores came in there and made the initial hit.
You're right.
He read the play perfectly. But again, Farr, he's a big kid.
He is.
He's a load, and so And so Flores gave him a nice pop, wrapped him up, but took a little bit of his friends to come over there to finish it off.
Well, he held him down long enough for the defense to come over and cover, and it was a loss after the holding call, another loss of a couple of yards. 3rd and forever for the Cougars. Gomez takes the snap, rolls to his left, wants to throw it out to the edge. That's Garcia, who gets back near the original line of scrimmage before he's forced out of bounds near midfield. Good tackle on the play by Cody Horn, a junior receiver, and it'll be 4th down.
It's four down territory, I guess, in this situation. So it's the ball's at the 50-yard line. 4th and 9 for a 1st down.
Game clock running at 8:15 to go in the game. Play clock goes under 15 as they break their huddle. Garcia wide left, far down here on the right, near side of the field. Gomez rolls to his right, gets some pressure. There's a hold on the edge and a pass that's almost intercepted. Flores had it in his hands, and if not for Farr being there to kind of help break it up, he had a pick. Instead, they go over on downs to the Canyon Cougars. Farr looks to have injured his left shoulder.
That's been an effective play all night long when Gomez has been throwing that pass out to Farr. But this time, Flores did a nice job of reading it and really making a sharp cut and trying to get in front of the ball. Did it just enough time, he just couldn't come up with the interception.
So it goes over on downs for the 2nd time tonight. The Rangers have the ball at midfield, 1st and 10. Strachan hands it off.
Flag.
And there's a flag as Bounds takes the ball right side for a gain of about 4, but we'll see what the flag is. You'd think it's in a spot where there might be holding. That is the signal by our official. So from the line of scrimmage at midfield, the ball will be taken back to the 40, where it'll be 1st down and 20 for the Rangers.
Unless it's obvious, I would let these guys play. Is that selfishly saying, or what?
You would?
Unless it's obvious.
Well, that one might have been obvious then.
Okay.
Some new receivers out there as well. Steele Worsham spread out here to the left. Strachan's going to throw it, and a pass is caught on the right side, a short gain before the receivers wrestled down. That's Cooper Douglas. No, that is not Cooper Douglas. That's Ryan Hacks.
Nice pass and catch that time by the
Hakes.
Strachan to Hakes.
Strachan to Hakes.
There you go.
We'll call it a gain of 3 to the 43. As new player after new player is coming in on every down now.
This is when you need a spotter.
We do. We need a couple of them. Strachan, the quarterback. And is there a timeout?
Yeah, coach called timeout.
Well, this will be the final timeout called by Smithson Valley, as Larry Hill will take a timeout. We'll take it with him here on the Ranger Network. The Rangers lead at 51-7.
You know, getting the Smokey Mo's family pack for lunch really makes me feel like you guys are my brothers. Yeah. Really. I don't know if it's the 3 meats or the 3 sides, but Mom got all of our favorites.
Hey, there's no eating in this locker room. Smokey Mo's family pack makes us family, which makes me Super Dad. Hey, you boys go mow the lawn, do the laundry, and wash the dishes while you're at it.
Thanks again to Moms Need a Break Cleaning. Strachan and Whistle stop the play.
Oh. This is what happens when you have players that haven't played a whole lot and they're swapping second and third string, and there's a different cadence. It's just, they don't have enough time in the practice field to be cohesive. So you're going to have illegal procedure. You're going to have some penalties, and that's what we're seeing now with the Rangers at this point.
So another penalty makes it 2nd down and about 22. Strachan with a wide receiver to either side. Fakes the hand. He gives the hand off. to Bounds, who tries to come out the left side but gets shut down after a short gain. Looked like Nick Albrecht was in on the tackle, and kind of surprised he's still on the field. But so a gain of a couple.
Being pretty vanilla, pretty plain with their
Yes.
offensive calling. Just, keep the clock running. You can tell that they've slowed down the play calling. Let the play clock go all the way down as far as possible before they snap the ball.
Game clock under 6 minutes to go. 51-7. Rangers over the Cougars here in the Comal Bowl of 2019, sponsored by Smokey Mo's. Two receivers right, one to the left. Strachan sends a motion and hands it off. Bounds gets caught. He tried to go up the middle, didn't see anything there. Bounced it out to the right and got a couple of yards. Will give him a gain of 2 up to the 41, and it'll be 4th down, and I think the punt unit will come in.
I give some credit to the linebacker 35, Chase Thedford. He's a junior linebacker. He really got in the backfield to disrupt that flow of that play, and the play had nowhere to go, actually.
We don't have a snapper on the field. The punt unit is out. There's still time if we can find a deep snapper. Chandler Cole, the normal deep snapper, now comes out. He came off the field last time we kicked.
They have one more timeout left.
Well, the clock says we don't, but did the Rangers call that timeout that they don't have?
Well,
do they have it?
They must have had it.
They must have had it. The scoreboard must have been wrong. Or although the referee's talking.
They're marking the card saying, okay, they have 0 left. No timeouts left.
Okay. So there is a timeout on the field as the Rangers didn't have a deep snapper for the punt. But then Chandler Cole came out on the field, and Larry Hill said, let's call timeout anyway.
And this is, this happens a lot, Tony. The first time you really get all of the reserves of players a chance to play in a game, it's tough. They don't get to practice like this all the time during the day.
How many deep snappers do you have, sir? One of them has to go out. So Chandler Cole will deep snap. I think we have a different punter out there. And the kick is up.
Good punt.
By Wyatt Hayden.
Good punt.
And it'll roll out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So a great punt of more than 50 yards, 51 yards to be exact, and rolls out of bounds near the 7-yard line. So great punt activity.
Yeah, Wyatt Hayden that time, a junior. That's exactly what you want to do, is kick it low in that soccer style to get the end-over-end effect, roll effect, and you do it in the corner of the field. And that went out to 7-yard line. It was perfectly played. Beautiful.
Now we'll see if we can get that clock running a little bit. 4:55 to go in the game. Rangers up 51-7 in the Smokey Mo's Comal Bowl. Bunch of different defenders in there, so bear with us as we try to figure it all out. Handoff up the middle. Looks like it was Jarrett who will run out to about the 14, so a gain of about 7. A bunch of Rangers in on the tackle, and I'm not sure who any one of them was. Someone comes out.
It looks like Joe Van Pelt was in on that tackle.
Yeah,
he's a junior defensive end.
So Gomez hands it off to Jarrett again. This time he stood up. I think he'll fall ahead for another yard to the 16, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Several new defenders in there.
You just have to look on the roster at this point.
Fiamina, a defensive lineman. Ryan Fiamana, trying to say that correct, is in on the tackle. So 3rd and 1 from the 15. Handed off. This looks like to be Jarrett. He'll bounce it out, stay inbounds before he's gang tackled, and about 7 different Rangers are there on the play. Down near the bottom of the pile. Look to be Josh Pena, senior linebacker. A bunch of them in there, though.
You know what, Tony? Let me give comment to number 18, Noah Flores, the corner down here for the Rangers. He did a really good job of keeping that play, making it force back inside where his pursuit was coming in because he was being blocked. He really did a nice job.
Again, Jarrett takes the handoff. Gets a couple of yards on 1st down. Give him 3. Juan Barrera Fry, a defensive end, senior, on the field now. Joe Van Pelt also on the field. Jarrett again with a handoff. Actually, no, this was the backup running back, Micah Wilford. Gets first down yardage up to the 38-yard line. Clock goes under 3 minutes to go as they move the chains. 51-7, Rangers on top of the Cougars.
Manny Carreras, the 97, the linebacker, senior, getting a little play time, making a tackle that time. Good job.
They'll give it to Wilford. He'll get a couple of yards up near the 41 before the defensive surge pushes him back. Andy Carry on, one of those in pushing him. Ball now at the 41, so it's 2nd down and 7. Game clock goes under 2.5 minutes to play. Cougars on the move. Closing minutes of this Comal Bowl. Hand off to Wilford, straight up the middle. Cougars fighting to bring him down and do.
We got another 5 players all substituting in. I tell you what, Coach Hill's doing a good job of getting all the players some play time here tonight.
Josh Ramos, a junior defensive tackle, in near the bottom of that pile as he goes to the sideline. As yes, a bunch of players. Third and short. Wilford carries the ball up the middle. Brought down on a nice tackle by Diego Hamilton. But it's a first down run. So that'll stop the clock, or won't stop the clock very much as the chains move, as the clock continues to run. As they moved into Smithson Valley territory at the 49-yard line. 1.5 minutes to play. Play clock at 20 as the Cougars come back to the line of scrimmage. Gomez, the running back was in motion before that snap was made. So there is a flag that stops the clock. I think they want to keep the clock going, though. Legal procedure. The running back took off too early.
A couple new defensive tackles coming in. I believe that's Josh Ramos, a junior defensive tackle, now getting some play time. Good to see that. Along with Joe Van Pelt, defensive end. He's called his name already tonight, making a couple tackles.
Illegal procedure, the call.
All right.
So from the line of scrimmage with 1:18 to go, they'll mark off 5 yards. Coach Lepsis was out on the field talking with the line judge. I'm not real sure what they were asking him, but it was a penalty. So back to the 46 of Canyon. It's now 1st and 15. Clock running with 65 seconds to go. This is Jarrett again, bounces it outside. He'll stay in bounds. They don't want the clock to stop either, as he could have run out of bounds there, but he's brought down by a heap of defenders, including down at the bottom, Joe Van Pelt.
Yeah, Noah Flores again, that cornerback down here at the towards the boundary. He did a nice job again, forcing that play back in. That's his rule. When the run comes to your side, make sure you're forcing it back in. He's got what we call the contain. A lot of times it's defined as the force on the play too, but give him credit. He did a nice job, technique.
This will be the last play of the game as the Cougars line up 2nd and 6. They'll give it to Jarrett. He'll get tackled by a host of Rangers. And then a little scuffle at the end, and they're throwing a flag on somebody.
Come on.
Nobody really needed to do that. Down near the bottom of the pile was defensive tackle Josh Ramos, along with linebacker defensive end Jack Berry, a senior. After the play was done, they had tackled him. It seemed like I didn't think it was us. I thought it was the Cougars that started pushing and shoving, but in any event, we'll hear now.
Well, we couldn't hear it if the whistle blew.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both penalties.
That's right.
They both were pushing and shoving after the whistle was gone. The clock will probably restart on the whistle. 3rd down. .22 seconds to go. It'll start on the snap.
This will be the last
This
play.
will be the last play, as the referee now starts the clock. Gomez takes the snap, hands it off to Jarrett. He's met in the backfield and brought down by about 10 Rangers. Who hit him first? 41?
11, number 11.
So
Blake Bowman.
Malachi Lane and Blake Bowman were both in there, and that's the final play of the game. The Cougars fall to the Rangers in the Comal Bowl of 2019, sponsored by Smokey Moe's. It's 51, Smithson Valley, Canyon 7. We're back with a brief post-game show after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
On Tuesday night, players, parents, and Rangers fans showed up hungry to Smokey Moe's on Highway 46 and Spring Branch to support Spirit Night. Smokey Moe's is donating 15% of sales from Spirit Night to the Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club.
Hi, I'm Denny Moore, Trey Moore's dad, and I'm here to support the Booster Club, getting some great barbecue, and go Rangers.
Hey, we're Tom's parents, and we're just here supporting Smokey Moe's and everything they do for us.
What a great way to raise money for all of our Ranger athletes, just by eating the best barbecue in Texas.
Go Rangers! Go Rangers!
The grand total will be revealed at the October 11th home game against East Central. Way to go, Smokey Moe's, and everyone who came out to support our Rangers.
And again, back to Cougar Stadium, where the Rangers have beaten the Cougars 51-7 in the 2019 Comal Bowl, sponsored by Smokey Moe's, along with our new sponsor tonight, Moms Need a Break Cleaning. We're glad that you joined us on the Ranger Network tonight as the Rangers defeat the Cougars. Luke Gombert with 3 touchdown passes. Running backs Greg Eggleston and Jacob Fortone each have 2 touchdown runs. And the Rangers win it going away 51-7, your final score. Any final thoughts, Jeff? Any final scores that would be helpful for the fans?
Well, we do have a final. We have East Central beating New Braunfels 24-20. We have also a final from Judson 62-14 over San Marcos. Still in the fourth quarter, 27-16.
Wow.
Clemens over Steele.
That is unbelievable.
Still in the fourth quarter, though.
The Rangers improve. They are 1-1 in conference play and now 3-2 overall. Canyon falls to 0-2 in the conference and 0-5 overall. So again, the Rangers are now 3-2 and 1-1 in district play, and everybody in the district's off next week.
Yep.
And the Rangers will come back and play East Central.
That'll be a good game.
In the second Friday in October. So we
game.
hope to be able to join us then. That'll wrap it up tonight. So everyone with Witch Productions, including my partner tonight, Jeff Gandy, this is Tony Brubaker saying good night and God bless. The Rangers win it 51-7 over Canyon on the Ranger Network.